Hi everyone, Adesh here. Welcome to Adesh Model Train. So today we will be looking into block detection for the DCC trains, where we will be building custom current transformer. Basically, it's a current sensor based on the current transformer. So we have a API also, which is very helpful for us to implement it completely. So half of the portion will be taken up by hardware, which send the circuit which we will be building, and half of the things will be taken care by software for block detections. So basically, in the block detection, whenever train comes to the track and it's in the certain blocks, it will detect and it will inform that okay, train is already there on the tracks, so no other train can go into that same track. For it's basically a collision to avoid collision between trains and all. So let's see how we can build the circuit. So for building a circuit, first we need a transformer. It's a 0 to 100 amps current transformer, so it's like donut shape. And then we need a resistor, so we need 1 million ohm resistor. Basically, we can get it from Amazon. And we need a diode, which is 1N4148 diode. So this is also available in the Amazon. And current sensor, I have got it from AliExpress, so it's very cheap to build. So let's see how it looks like. So this is a donut shape transformer where we have positive and negative wires on that. We need a diode, so this is the diode. So this black thing is like indicator for positive and negative. And we have 1 million ohm resistors here, like 1 million ohm resistors. And we need some jumper wires, and we need a breadboard. So let's see the library also. So library is there in github.com/Adarsh Kumar Singh 83 DYICT sensor block detection library. So if you go here, you can get the download link. It's about the library. Here I have mentioned that from where we can get what sort of CT we need, current transformer, what sort of resistors we need, what sort of diodes we need. So how to use the library? It's very simple. Just include the header file, number of current sensors we want to use, create the object of DYA sensor, then initialize the block sensor, number of sensors we will pass into that. Then for debugging message, we can initialize the serial monitor there. Then we have to set the block sensor pin. So block 1, so in this example we are using two blocks. So block 1 is taking input on A0, because and whatever the circuit we're gonna build, it gonna send the signal on analog pin, so A0. And for block 2, it's gonna send on A1. Here we can set the block name also if we want. So basically here we need to set the occupancy threshold. So what we are doing, basically we are taking samples, 10 samples, and we'll do the average of that. And then that average should be at least greater than 600. So this is what the threshold is. So we can pass the threshold because it can based on the sensitivity of the current transformer what we are using. Then for there's a method for set unoccupancy sample. So basically what we are doing, we are taking a samples, like how many samples you want to take before you ensure that okay, block is unoccupied. So but we can set it from here also. It's like customized, because it can vary based on the sensitivity of the circuit which you are building. And this is a last simple method where we will say that is sensor block occupied or not. So it will return the boolean state if block is occupied, whatever the block number you're gonna pass, if it is occupied it will say true, otherwise it will say false. So this is how we can we have done already block detection. Here we have steps to build the circuit. Here we have a sample code. So let's jump into the how we can build the circuit. So it's very simple. What we have to do, we have to just take the positive and negative of this, and we have to just hook it up into the breadboard. Going forward we'll just do the solder of this, and then what we have to do, we have to just use the resistors. So on the negative side of that we'll just use the resistors here. And the second resistor also will use here the series. So this is in the series. It's better visible. And we will take a diode, and diode we have to ensure that black side is pointing towards the ground wire which we gonna use it, and we'll just put it like this. And that's a simple circuit now. And what we have to do is we have to take a red wire which will supply plus 5 volt. We have to use black wire which will supply a ground to the resistor side here like this, and this is the yellow wire which will be analog pin, which will go into the analog pin of the Arduino, whatever we are using. It can be Mega or anything, Mega Uno or anything. And here what we have to do, we have to just here in this we have to just coil the wires which are going to the rails. So in the next step I'll show you a demo how we are using this. So here you can see you can see there's a current transformer wrapped into the wire. Those wires are wrapped here which are going to the track here, and it's the same circuit what we have used for the negative side. We have resistors as well as diode, and we are passing here GND and positive here, and this is we are taking to the analog pin A1, and same thing for the another side. We have current transformer wrapped up, and then here we have this wire from the diode which is going to the pin A0. Additional to that we have put the LED here, so we have taken up from the pin 13 here, and if anything is on the block section this LED will glow. And same thing we have done to this block. So we have two blocks here. Here we have insulated joiner. So this is a one block. This two from here little bit there's another block, and there's a third block which is not censored. So what we have to do is we have to just download the API. So we'll go to the link, we'll download the API. It will download the zip. I'll download it on my desktop, and then we'll open the Arduino. Here we will, after opening the Arduino, we'll just go to tool, we'll go to sketch, include library, add zip library in the desktop. We'll be having, so now we have included the library, and now we'll go to the file example. We'll go to block detection library. Here we will go to GT sensor multiple blocks example here. So this example exactly, it's the same thing which we have discussed earlier while API walkthrough. So what we have done, we have included the header, we have defined number of sensors we are using. These are the block LED pin on pin 13 and pin 12 which I have told earlier. Then we have created the object of the sensor. We have enabled the serial monitor. We have initialized the block sensor, passing 2 value as a 2. Then for block 1 we are using pin A0. We have mentioned the block 1 is name we are passing. Then for block 1 we are setting the threshold as 800, and on occupancy sample we are setting it as 20. So within 20 itself it will let us know that block is occupied or not. And same thing we have done for block B, which is block 2, where we are just setting the sensor pin for block 2 as A1. We are setting the block 2 name as block B, setting the occupancy threshold as 800, and then on occupancy sample we are setting it as 200. Here we have mentioned the X block LED and Y block LED as an output in the pin mode method. Here what we are doing, we are just calling device sensor dot is sensor block occupied, passing block number 1. If block is occupied, it will say true, the value will be high for the LED, otherwise value will be low. And same thing we have done for the block 2. We are passing the block 2 in the is sensor block occupied method. If it is true, for block D, LED will glow, otherwise LED will be off. So this is the simple example. What we will do, we will just compile the code and we will upload the code. So here in the serial monitor also we can see, in the serial monitor we can see that whatever the readings we are getting. So here you can see, if I just start moving locomotive to the track, like section of block, it started in the block B, so light will on, and once I'll move the locomotive, so here you can see we have an insulated joint. Block B will end up here, block A will start here. So once it's on, both the blocks, both lights will be on, and after certain calculations of block on occupancy, block B will be, LED will be off, and block A will be on because train is there already. And once we'll do reverse, I'll bring back the locomotive to the block B. And I'll keep it idle for some time. So block B, block A light will go off because it's already processed the block A. And now if you see, if I just switch off all the lights and everything, but still it will show that train is on the block B because motor is drawing some limited amount of current. So block B LED will be always on. So that's a simple demonstration of the API as well as the hardware. So in the next step we'll see how we can build the chip, build this circuit over the PCB board by soldering and all. If you see here in the logs, you can see here block A readings 10 readings, and this is the average reading. Block B reading, which is 10 reading, and this is the average reading, which is 815, and we have passed 800 here for threshold. So this is what the threshold I was talking about earlier, and this 20 is like it will read 20 times and then decide whether the train is there or not, whether to show block, whether to mark the block as unoccupied. So for that this value will be there. So I hope this will help you to understand the concept.